Do not fry the turkey inside the house. This is frowned upon. This is dangerous. The fire department did not ask me to make that announcement, but I am certain that they are glad that I did. You don't fry the turkey in the house, and you don't fry the turkey while frozen. If, in the event, you wanted to create a bomb or a fire, that would be one way to do it, and you should not do that. Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Happy
What a way to start.
Thanksgiving. You know, it needed to be said.
It's just it feels like our annual disclaimer.
Just so you know a little bit about.
Did you do that?
Never once, not one time. I've actually never fried a turkey. My brother fries turkeys every year. My sister-in-law's family is from Louisiana, and that's their preference. I do think it's very good, but I don't know that I always think it's better. I like a little variety, so I like it from time to time.
People swear by it.
They're very good. Okay, that was not the point. The point was we're a real estate show, and I got to say the word house and at least rationalize making that comment. It's a real public service announcement. Don't burn down your house by frying a turkey. But if you want to know a little bit about my friends, every single year, the meme, I guess, goes around in the text group, which is like, what temperature do you want the grease or whatever? Like there's like a question, and it's just a picture of a dude lowering the turkey into the fryer on cardboard in the middle of the kitchen. It's the obvious joke of like, don't ignore what's happening here, but tell me how much grease do I need? You know, pretty funny, to me at least. Anyway, everybody's just mocking poor people that have really, really injured themselves on Thanksgiving. Don't do that. There's a lot to be thankful for this here Thanksgiving as a real estate market, as a city, as a country. I know for a matter of fact, when people ask me, hey, what's up, man? How are you? For years now, I've been trying not to just be like, oh, we're great. Oh, it's fine. You know? And so one of my more common responses is, man, so much to be thankful for. And especially on days when I'm feeling slightly less thankful and I'm feeling a little frustrated, that has become my little reset. Is if somebody asks me, I'm like, man, so much to be thankful for. Because even on a cruddy day, that's true. We live in the United States of America. We live in Dallas, Fort Worth. If you're catching this on the podcast or through one of the streaming apps and you don't live in DFW, chances are good you too have a lot to be thankful for. So happy Thanksgiving, folks. Don't burn down the house. Find your way to celebrate all the things you have to be thankful for. And a good way that we have done over the years, we get to blame the kids for the cheesiness of it, is we'll go around at the Thanksgiving dinner table and everyone has to say something they're thankful for. And we like to have the Christmas tree up already.
Absolutely.
So you can fill out the little turkey hands with something you're thankful for and hang it on the tree, and you can do as many as you want. Then quietly a couple days later, Mom will come by and take those off the tree and put up the pretty ornaments.
Oh, wow.
Yep. What are your favorite things? We probably may save this for later in the show. We're going to come back to this in a minute. But what are your favorite ways that your house gets used for Thanksgiving? So we'll come back to that in a minute. But first, I want to make sure people know you're listening to Texas Real Estate with Todd Tremonti, DFW Real Estate Weekly with Todd Tremonti. You can find us anywhere you find podcasts, DFW Real Estate Weekly with Todd Tremonti. Check out the YouTubes. And if you have any questions related to your real estate, all you have to do is call or text. Literally. That's not like a thing I just say. I'm trying to make it easy for you. If you would like to talk to one of our full-time real estate specialists who are all world-class, or if you want to jump on the phone and hear Ian's phenomenal accent, you just call or text 214-310-0008. You should save this phone number in your cell phone so that anytime you think, oh, I need a roofer, or oh, I want to know what that house sold for, or I have a question about how much I could get for my house, you just call or text this number, 214-310-0008. You should just save that phone number in your phone. And anytime real estate needs come up, you should call us. Even if you're not going to buy or sell, we still want to help you. We want to add value for you. Obviously, we'd like to help you when you do need to buy or sell, and we can get paid for that. But even when you're not doing that, if you have real estate needs, save this phone number, 214-310-0008. We can help you or a friend. We can help you or a friend in any other real estate market. Find a great agent there, We guarantee to sell your home over the average price and under the average time. And we guarantee to save you at least $5,000 throughout the process of buying a home. And all you have to do is call or text 214-310-0008. All right, Ian, get ready.
Ready?
Next up, we're going to talk about like literally what are you grateful for? How do you use your house for Thanksgiving? Like how does your house make Thanksgiving great, or how do you change it up for Thanksgiving, or whatever you want to do with that? So much to be thankful for when it comes to real estate. Doesn't seem relevant to Thanksgiving. I would say I'm thankful for real estate as a career. I'm thankful that it's an industry that is a natural fit for me. I do like homes and structures. I like what can be done with them. I like the way a house is way more than bedrooms, bathrooms, and square footage. I like that the house itself could be perfect for my family. It may not be as good for your family. It might help me nurture my marriage. Whereas another home that's beautiful and maybe even bigger or nicer is just less conducive to the way we do life in marriage. So I love what a home can do. This isn't about like square footage, but how do you use your home? How are you thankful for your home in and around or even relative to Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I mean, we are hosting Thanksgiving this year for our family, and so we're thankful that we're able to do that, and we'll do some of that stuff. No, wait, we're doing Christmas. Never mind. We're thankful for that.
We're hosting Thanksgiving.
I always cook Chinese food on Thanksgiving.
Pause for effect.
That's what we decided.
Peking duck. Peking duck, that's how you say it?
Yep.
That's what you cook?
Yeah. Every Thanksgiving. It's the family favorite.
Delicious.
Well, it's the wife's favorite. Kids couldn't care less.
Way to serve your wife, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Courtney,
And not serve my kids.
Mama comes first. What do you love about your home, Thanksgiving? You can go full holidays. I don't care.
Well, when I think about my home, I think about how like my mom fostered incredible traditions because our extended family wasn't really like around, and so I just think about like the deviled eggs and the tradition of Macy's Day Parade.
Does she put cayenne or like Tony's?
Paprika?
Okay. That's what I meant. Paprika or Tony's. Paprika is common. I know you're Louisiana folk.
Yeah.
But so is Tony Sassery.
Yeah.
I like it both ways. Jeremy on the team feels very strongly that Tony's is the way to go. But I think
it's the only way to go is what he said.
I think paprika is excellent. And I like smoked paprika on the deviled eggs.
Ooh, yeah. I kind of hit that too.
I don't like deviled eggs.
Tell me more about your traditions and how the environment and the home make it special.
Well, I just think like sort of doing the same thing and making that day special. And these are the dishes that you eat. I just looked forward to the year.
So what are your
day every year.
Go-to Thanksgiving things? And are there any that are like most of us probably don't do?
Well, we like asparagus casserole.
Nope.
Which
No,
I love.
No,
Like
thank you.
asparagus,
From
but that
canned
sounds
asparagus. It has to be very soft.
Hold
yes,
on.
and it has boiled eggs.
Real quick, just 1 second.
crackers.
You sit on a throne of lie.
Go ahead.
No, everything. There's so many casseroles. It's a dinner of casserole.
To be fair, when I was a kid, I would have said the same thing about the green bean casserole. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, get it out of
Obsessed.
here. And now I want pounds of it.
Yeah.
I know how dumb that sounds. So
I like it. It's one meal a year. We don't do it. That's another thing. She didn't repeat it for Christmas, and a lot of people do that.
Oh, it's good enough. You got to repeat some of it. But go ahead. Tell me more.
No.
Because so outside in, I think you do this in your home well.
Well, that's kind.
Your house, you feel welcome, of course, because you're you. But you also like just even the orientation of your furniture is like, I want you to sit and stay, and we're gonna enjoy food. Kitchen's very open. Now I've been there for big, what my daughter calls pot food, big pots of share it with your people food, which is like my favorite thing to do. She just calls it pot food.
That's funny.
So maybe I'm, I'm fixating on that, but
I think my mom taught me to live in your home and to like, so a lot of my friends criticize jokingly, I suppose, like my dining room table is covered in paint and like, but it's just like, it's an art table. It's a dining room table. It's just, and I love that. And I love, I don't want a lot of extra space where it's just these beautiful setups.
Yep.
I
think my real estate career spanned, for the most part, the dying of the formal dining room.
Yeah, sure.
Like when I got started, early 2000s, a lot of people in mid to upper size houses still had a formal dining room that sat there, like, for most people, 363 days a year. And then it was where like laundry sat and stuff. It was right in the front of the house.
Sure.
And people were like, what do I do with this? I'm like,
it's an extension of the foyer.
Anything you want. It's a room in your house. So we had a moment the other day where Lainey, my littlest, got nail polish remover on the dining room table. And we had to decide what kind of dining room table people we are.
Yes.
I already knew this, but it was a newer table. And we decided we're the people where your kids can play on the dining room table. And we're not going to do anything to fix it. And that's just how it is.
That's what I decided to.
I've really tried over the years, especially when I first came over here, to get on board with Thanksgiving food. I just not my jam.
Whoa. Be careful.
Get it. I just don't get it.
So here's where
You just don't like some cream and mushroom.
It's just not good.
My mom said when they came out with that can, you would have thought God himself had sent it.
It's fine. I don't get like the over the top, this is the greatest thing ever. And I'm just like,
okay.
Sweet potatoes everywhere. I just don't
hold
get
on.
it.
Just a second. You said what you've needed to say.
Thank you.
I can be with you on the turkey, by the way. I do like turkey. There's nothing like exception. I've smoked some excellent turkeys. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm just saying we've brined them right. We've smoked them right. They're very good for turkey. It's still not the meat I want first ever. So I'm with you on that because that's the centerpiece and it's kind of overhyped. But I could scrap the whole darn thing and just go 12 sides.
Same.
4 straight meals.
Same.
Like what?
And then the leftovers, the whole week is incredible.
Now, I have some that are slightly less traditional, and I don't care what you think about it, but none of them will blow your mind. The green bean casserole, I have grown to love. I did not grow up loving that.
Yeah,
a really good stuffing, and I certainly don't mind if it's a little soggy.
You pro egg in stuffing or no egg in stuffing?
I don't care. I just like food that tastes good. And I'm not saying that judgy. I'm like, literally, some people care, don't care. Beans and chili. If it tastes delicious, I'm glad you made it. We do rice dressing, and it is simply just Jimmy Dean sausage and Uncle Ben's long grain wild rice. And then I like regular peas and whole kernel corn. And I will let those touch each other and maybe mix up a little bit on the plate.
I want the whole plate
you can have
mixed
that at
up.
any meal.
You can.
Peas and corn?
You can. But there's something magical about the tradition of it, and I'd like you to shut up and just let me keep talking for a second. Also, cranberry. When else do I eat cranberry?
I have to have it.
Never else is the question. Is the answer.
There's a reason.
Now, here's another weird one: lime Jell-O with cream cheese, pineapple, and pecans, and we call it lime Jell-O salad. And I will basically only eat it once a year, and I will eat an insane and unhealthy, gluttonous amount.
Wait, this is so fascinating. We do raspberry Jell-O with blueberries and pineapple, and then she does a sour cream and whipped cream mixed topping.
Do y'all eat this with like all the regular foods?
Hold on. Does he have permission to speak?
Do you have a Jell-O salad? You need to shut your mouth. Yeah. What do you mean? Do we eat it? I eat it like cranberry.
It's a dessert, but people put it on their plate with like their turkey and stuff.
Absolutely.
That's weird.
It's a side.
It's a little bit of hot, cold. Weird. Sometimes it like melts a little because of the hot. By the way,
oh my gosh!
You get a little bit of that lime Jell-O salad on the ham.
I can't believe you do lime Jell-O.
So that was a lot of talk about Thanksgiving food, but to me, when you're thinking dining room, I am thinking, how many people can I fit? I want to host. I want people to be comfortable. I want them to feel completely comfortable to go get seconds, go open the refrigerator, eat more, drink more, have fun. I love it. Now there's, this can go bad, but I love it when someone shows up and they brought someone else. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't invite that person, but I'm thrilled that you did.
I'm obsessed with that too. Yeah. I love a rogue guest.
Yeah. And then anyway, I could tell a million stories about that, but the idea of the segment is, how does your house create this for you? Or how do you make your house create this for you? When I was little, we'd go to my grandparents' house and it was plenty big, but it wasn't big enough for all the cousins. And there was card tables everywhere. Unfold all these card tables, and that's where the kids ate. And my grandmother was such a stone cold Sicilian that she deliberately would not make enough for everybody, so that you always came back. You always left wanting more. You always loved grandma's food, and there wasn't quite enough of it. And the younger you were, you weren't going to get any. You had to like aspire to living long enough to get some of grandma's food. And some of that is crazy, but it's also what makes family and tradition and the way your home is special.
So your grandma's Thanksgiving tradition was to starve the kids.
That wasn't Thanksgiving, but that was big family meals. We weren't starved. We just didn't get all of the favorites. Does that make sense? And hers was a big Italian meal, and tufoli was the big Sicilian family tradition meal that she never made enough tufoli. But there was always enough food. I mean, not that we were like, I don't mean to make light of someone that doesn't have enough food. My point is we had plenty to eat. But the thing that people were like, man, no one makes tufoli like grandma. It was just like I've talked to so many Sicilian people, I'm like, oh, my grandma was the same way. And never write down the whole recipe, so you'll never be able to make it like her.
Last Thanksgiving question that I have is, do you all decorate for Christmas before or after Thanksgiving?
Before.
I do before. Now,
we have some Thanksgiving specific stuff, but I don't get that. And honestly, don't bring your whole Thanksgiving deserves to be celebrated. It gets wildly celebrated while the tree's up and we look forward to Christmas.
A little too much.
It's okay. It's fine. If you don't want to do it that way, that's okay. But you don't have to assume that we're like ungrateful people because the tree's up. We
put all the Christmas stuff up, but the outside doesn't go up until Thanksgiving Day.
Same. And there's a lot of inside stuff that still isn't up, but we are doing it. We are beginning. We love Christmas so much we want to stretch it out as long as we can. I also want to celebrate gratitude all year long. And I want to celebrate the birth of Christ all year long. So those holidays are a big deal, but I got no beef if you want to stretch them out. Enjoy that and help and think about and build and remodel and sell and buy so that your home supports the life that you really want to live. I would imagine consciously or subconsciously, when you were shopping for homes, Courtney, you were like, I want this to feel the way my home felt, because I love that part of our family. I've thought the exact same thing. And again, you can go to YouTube and see how much that's impacted me and my home, but also my yard and the fruit trees and all these things. And my wife, of course, her trying to blend those two things in a family is fun and can be challenging. So anyway, so much to be grateful for. Certainly cannot exaggerate too much, not emphasize too much how grateful we are for the people that trust us to buy and sell homes, to invest and build wealth through real estate, the people that have trusted us to come and work here, to join our team as a real estate agent or staff. Obviously, we love it when our radio show listeners, YouTube viewers, and all those things end up becoming those people, buyers, sellers, clients, friends. So many of our clients become lifelong friends, and they're coming to parties and hanging out, and we love that, and we're so grateful for that. We're grateful for WBAP and having our show on for so long. And letting us have a voice with the people of DFW that are buying and selling and improving their property value and protesting their taxes and asking questions and gaining clarity and having a hard time understanding or trusting media and statistics and reports and really want to know what's best for them and their family and their finances. So thank you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your trust. We would certainly love to continue to earn that and be here for you whenever you have real estate needs. And if you do, all you got to do is call or text 214-310-0008 or head over online to
ToddTremontiTeam.com.
That's ToddTremontiTeam.com. Now, Courtney, you had an important question about holiday fitness I thought you wanted to ask. Feel free.
Well, I was curious if you guys are a turkey trot family.
Nope.
I think those memes are so funny.
Not a turkey trot family, but we are going to be doing a New Year's 5K.
Okay. Is that a new thing?
Yeah, it was a thing me and my son wanted to do a couple of years ago, and then I got injured and blah, blah, blah. And so now we're at a point where we're going to say, let's do it. Let's get back to 5Ks, 10Ks, and then we want to get up to a half marathon.
I am so all for health and fitness and family. I'm just not for it on the day I may eat the literal maximum quantity of food I eat in the entire
I know, that's why I want to start that. I wish we were. I always want to go and no one will go with me.
So you go run early and then you come just erase it. With
yes.
Still not in, but makes a little more sense.
I like it.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I celebrate all of you that do it. Not really, no plans for this Thanksgiving to be a turkey trot family. Now let's drill down for a second.
Maybe your kids will marry into that.
Let's hope. Let's talk about food and Thanksgiving in a different way.
Okay.
There are many families in DFW that are thinking about this holiday or tonight's meal, and they're not so sure about where that meal comes from. They're not so sure what that meal is going to be. And there are organizations, food banks all across DFW that do a great job. But we've partnered with Minnie's Food Pantry, and we are collecting cereal boxes. We asked them what's the if we just went and collected one thing, what would be the most helpful? And they said cereal. And so that's what we're asking you for. And we're not afraid or hesitating to ask in any way. If you're at the grocery store in the next couple of weeks, this month of November, and you have the ability to buy one extra box of cereal, or 2 or 10 or 20 or 50, I would love it if you would take the time to bring that by our office in Richardson. And if that's way less convenient for you, just take a box of cereal over to Minnie's Food Pantry. Take a box of cereal or 10 or 20 to the food bank nearest you. If you're a friend of ours, if you're in the area, or if you just want to high five and be a part of the program with us, you can drop it by our office in West Richardson. You can find us online anywhere. Just go to totramaniTeam.com. But we're gathering cereal boxes to take to the food bank to help them restock their shelves. I'm not really worried about your politics, but with the government shutdown and with local giving, they are in a real need to restock shelves, and cereal is one good, easy way to do it. So would love for you to buy a bunch of cereal, bring it to the office. We'll get it where it needs to go. If you'd rather just take it straight to a food bank, do that. If you go to Minnie's, just let them know that we sent you that way. We don't get anything out of it. We don't want any credit. We just want to have an idea of how much impact we've been able to have and celebrate that and be thankful for that as well. So as we are all thankful for the way we use our homes around Thanksgiving and those traditions, we would love it if you would partner with us to feed those that are less secure about their Thanksgiving and their food this time of year. So we've talked a little bit about real estate and a lot about Thanksgiving just because we have so much to be thankful for, and our homes are a big part of that. But if you do need or want to buy or sell a home and you aren't sure if that's something you should even think about between now and the end of the year, or you aren't sure when or how you should approach it next year, I want you to request completely free, what we call a free strategy session. One of our full-time, fully dedicated, world-class real estate agents, we don't have any part-timers, we don't have any chumps around here, will give you for free 30 to 90 minutes in person, ideally, or by Zoom if need, to answer your questions, talk statistics, tell you where we think the market's going next year, talk about certain areas and price points and what's available and budgets and getting you connected with the lender or an appraiser or an inspector or a remodeler, talk about what's feasible, what's available, what's not, put together a strategy. That strategy might be a 30-day strategy for you to buy or sell. It might be a 3-year strategy. We're cool either way. All you have to do is call and ask or just text the word strategy to 214-310-0008 or go online to totramaniTeam.com where you can find your home's value in less than 60 seconds or shop all homes publicly for sale by all real estate companies in DFW and find out how ready you are to buy or sell real estate. Now, after the break, we're coming back and we are going to talk about some of the coolest, most fun outdoor activities in the Wiley, Saxe, and Murphy areas. If you live in the area, great. If you don't, might want to check those out. We'll be right back after this. What's up, party people? Welcome back. Thanks for hanging with us through the break. We did promise to talk about some very cool outdoor experiences, outdoor fun opportunities in the Wiley, Saxe, and Murphy areas, which is a very interesting area. We've done videos about this before. We sell a lot of houses in that area, but it is a bit of a very well-known area for the people within 10 minutes and then a not very well-known area for most others. But there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to offer a visitor. And so I want to tease that to you a little bit. Obviously, if you're thinking about making a move to the Wiley, Saxe area or Wiley, Saxe, and Murphy areas, let us know. We sell a lot of houses there. We guarantee to sell your home, if you're selling one there, way over the average price and way under the average time. We do very well there. And then if you're buying, we guarantee we'll save you at least $5,000 throughout the purchase price. We're doing way better than that. in that area as well. So just go to tachamaniteam.com. Something on your mind there, Courtney?
No.
Okay, that Court?
I was
Sounds
just
a little sleepy.
I'm sorry.
Little nap time.
I was just saying you're right. That it's familiar to all of us and a sleeper to people who aren't
Yeah,
here.
it's a bit of a diamond in the rough. I don't know that it's rough. It's just underrated. It's unknown. I lived in the Richardson area for years and years and years before I had literally ever gone out to the Wiley, Saxe, or Murphy area. Now, watch previous videos or episodes of why we kind of clump those three together. But basically, they're three similar communities with complementary. Neither of them is big enough to have everything themselves, and so they complement. People are in and out of them all the time. They're right next to each other, all that good stuff. So, what are some of your favorite things that you do or that you know of that you can do that are really cool outdoors in Wiley, Saxe, and or Murphy?
Well, one that I was really excited about is the Wildlife Rescue and Educational Center.
Now, let's be clear. We're not just talking about like puppies that we're rescuing here.
No, it's a big cat sanctuary, and you can see tigers and lions, and it's just a very unique wildlife experience, especially if you don't want just parks and trails. Like
my wife takes the kids most summers, and my kids are getting old enough that you would think they'd be like, "No, I'm good. I've been." They go every time, and they think it's so cool.
So what all is there for people that don't know? I mean, obviously it can be looked up, but like what all?
Literally lions and tigers, full grown. They're rescues. So some of them have been injured or just neglected and abandoned or needed to be removed from some, I'm just going to be careful and filter, somebody's home. And so they have fairly large enclosures. It's not like a full zoo because I think it's all big cats. I say that because I'm not 100% sure, but that's how it's advertised, and that's the only thing my kids have ever told me about. I do think there have been some leopards and some other big cats and things there as well, but they have enough space that they get to do some pretty cool stuff, and you get to see them do some really, really cool stuff. I think it's more exciting than sad. Sometimes you see big animals in captivity, and you're like, oh, that's terrible. I think they're very, very well cared for. They have an amazing environment, and it's really fun to see and sort of experience. You get to kind of be, I'm not going to say in it. You're not getting in the cages with them, but the way it's constructed, you get to witness some really cool stuff. What else? What are we thinking in the Wiley, Saxe, and Murphy area?
I enjoy every year they do like a classic car show in downtown Wiley, which they do a lot of stuff down there, but I've been to the classic car one a couple of times, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, they do a lot of really cool stuff. So I would just put all of downtown Wiley on my cool outdoor deal. There's Landon Winery has a great spot down there. There's an Italian spot. There's a distillery, a block or two off the main drag on Ballard Street there. There's a new brewery. There's a couple of little patio spots, but they do a lot of festivals and holiday things where you can kind of walk the block. They do these pub crawls or wine crawls. They do a big Halloween deal. They do a big Christmas deal. They do some open market deals a couple of times a year in the fall and the spring. It's really cool. So just downtown Wiley for food, for shopping, entertainment, events is really, really cool. Saxe does an excellent job with their parks and recreation department. So they do like a red, white, and blue big 4th of July fireworks, festival, concert, vendor expose deal. So that's pretty cool. There's really great like parks and trails all through all three. Couple that I would highlight is Founders Park is right over by kind of back behind Wiley High School. They've got all the sports field, and then they have some of the ones that city parks don't normally have, like volleyball courts. They've got a great trail system there as well, but they have the soccer and baseball and football and things like that. Tons of parking there, so you see a lot of like the fitness boot camps and things meet over there. A lot of the scouts and clubs and organizations meet there, so that's really cool. I've got several others. You guys have any others that you're?
Well, that's got a little fun fact. Do you know how many parks there are in Wiley?
I do not know exactly how many parks there are in Wiley.
Considering the size of Wiley, I think it's quite remarkable.
I'm going to say a lot.
33.
Yeah, that's a lot for the town or whatever you want to call City of Wiley.
It's also known as the city between the lakes. So it's located between Lake Levon and Lake Ray Hubbard.
Yep.
So
like
there's
literally between the points of two lakes.
Didn't know that.
So there's a lot of like fishing and boating.
78 like splits the middle.
No, I didn't know it was called the city between the lakes.
And if you don't own a boat, you can rent one. They've got
Both
some
places.
marinas.
We've rented at both marinas.
So
Yeah, very cool. I think that the Murphy piece may be the most underrated. Certainly Wiley's the better known of the three. I gave you a couple of Saxy things I like. Saxy for a while was doing some really cool outdoor food truck stuff. Not currently doing it, but may do it again. And then Murphy's got a really cool park with an amphitheater and a trail system that connects to it. It's kind of back behind the PSA, like Plano Sports Authority, their Murphy location, Sports Association. Sorry. And there's a pond and trails and a literal, like very cool in-ground stone built amphitheater. They do a lot of like festivals, and I'm lacking for the word for the thing where you have like 50 or 100 vendors there. I keep saying festival, but
a market?
Yeah, a market, or it's not a farmer's market, but yeah, like a.
Is it permanent?
Nope.
No.
They'll throw them up on a
it's a
Saturday
pop-up.
morning, and they'll be there for like 6 or 8 hours.
They had something going on there a couple weeks
They
ago.
do it a lot, and then it bleeds over. Sometimes they do like city-run concerts in the amphitheater theater, and then Murphy does a very cool Christmas tree lighting. Anybody can go. It's obviously for residents, but you can go. They have like reindeer feeding, Christmas tree lighting, hot chocolate, snacks. It's really well done. They're fighting to continue to be a small town and really care for their residents. But then it's certainly grown on the north side where Murphy's got like massive retail growth and tons of new stuff. Anyway, that's a smattering of some of the fun outdoor stuff in the Wiley, Saxy, Murphy triangle corridor there.
How much do you think it costs to get all these reindeers from the North Pole?
I mean, I guess Santa just brings them.
The transportation companies must make a lot of money this time of year, getting all those reindeers, huh?
We like Christmas around here, but we do also love Thanksgiving. So you don't have to send the emails. We're going to enjoy Thanksgiving. We're going to eat it up. We're going to be grateful that we are Americans. I was about to say born in the United States. Ian was not. He did make the move, but he celebrates both. He can be a little selective at times what he celebrates, you know. But I respect that. The guy made a major move. Now we are so grateful for so much, but we are also quite excited about Christmas.
It might be the biggest Thanksgiving since like 2012.
Why?
Texas A&M, Texas play this week.
Now listen, I'm not a fan of either team, but I think
good rivalry.
I think that game should be on Thanksgiving. I grew up with it. You know, a massive chunk of my friends went to those schools and celebrate those schools really, really loudly and openly and loudly all the time.
Friday, 6:30, gig 'em.
And then there's a tremendous number of people, Courtney, I don't know if you know this or Ian, that didn't go to either school and have no affiliate. Ian has real affiliation. People that didn't go have no affiliation and would maybe key your car about this game. And so I'm happy that those people have their day. You know, resist the violence. Let's not let this own you. This is not eternal, but it's a great tradition. So, you know, happy Thanksgiving. Now, we've got more to cover. If you're thinking about buying or selling or investing in real estate, we do need to talk. There's some really unique opportunities, certainly for the next, I would say 75 days, January, February, half of November, next 70 to 75 days that most people just will ignore. They will not take advantage of the uniqueness of this time of market. Buyers will not take advantage of less competition from other buyers. Buyers will not take advantage of the fact that a lot of sellers right now have a very low confidence and a very high willingness to negotiate. Sellers will not take advantage of the fact that most of the buyers that are still in the market right now are very serious buyers that really, really want or need to get a deal done soon. Sellers will not take advantage of the fact that all the tire kickers that waste your time with showings and bogus offers will mostly be out of the market. People will not take advantage of the fact that this is the calm before the storm of the less sensible, more chaotic spring market. Many people will not take advantage of the fact that rates are fairly low compared to where they've been. And even if they go lower in the spring and summer, the level of competition will almost remove that benefit. Many people will not take advantage of that. And even more will not take advantage of the unique strategies that we have here at the Todd Tremonti Home Selling Team. So if you want to buy before the end of the year, it's tight, but it's possible. If you want to sell and buy before the spring market, bullseye. Bullseye market for you. Ready, ready, ready. Call or text me, 214-310-0008.
I got 6 questions for you here, Todd.
Oh gosh, let's try to get them as quick as we can here.
They're all to do with the holidays, my friend.
Holidays in real estate or totally off the topic of the radio show?
You know, I'm actually going to, for once, stay on topic, and I'm going to talk about real estate.
Let's go.
So proud of you.
Doesn't happen often, but here we go. I did get feedback, by the way, this week from a loyal listener of ours in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Okay.
Who listens to our podcast every single week.
Wow, anecdotal, but go ahead.
He was a big fan of the Yorkshire sentences that you guys could not figure out. So I'm thinking we're going to bring it back soon.
Courtney got like 2 of them.
Honestly.
Think we're going to bring it back soon. Not today, but soon. He was a big fan. All right, here we go. First question for you. Mm-hmm. Now, I want you to listen to the question and only answer the question. Don't go off topic of the question because then I'm going to rephrase the question, okay?
And now, this.
Can, keyword, can I pause my listing for the holidays and then reactivate it in January without losing traction?
Yes, you can.
Next question. Not one of the 6. Should
Don't do it.
I pause my listing for the holidays and then reactivate it in January without losing traction?
No, you shouldn't, because the question was flawed. Sorry, I have to do it. You will lose traction. So you shouldn't do it.
Right, sure.
Yeah. Like you can do that. You have every right to do it, and your agent has the ability to do it, and everything technologically can work, but you shouldn't. Now, there may be a few people that should.
What if you got like a ton of family in town? Yeah. Like, let's say the family comes in town Christmas Eve and they leave January 3rd.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's certainly several of those days you could say we're not going to show the house.
Don't do the whole thing.
I would not do the whole thing.
All right. Would a price reduction during the holidays make me look desperate?
No. Any price reduction can make you look desperate if done poorly. And by the way, it gets done poorly all the time. Like people are just like, bring all offers, motivated seller. We'll look at anything. Not a great leverage builder. But it does not have to negatively impact you to make a price reduction whenever you do it. It just needs to be done strategically.
Yeah, the strategy is the key there, right?
Yep.
All right. How do I handle showing requests?
By the way, we hate price reductions and don't ever want to do them.
On Christmas Eve or New Year's Day?
Just say no. Now, New Year's Day, I might say yes. Christmas Eve, if you have family and it's like a big deal, I would just say, hey, unfortunately, by the way, the answer is never no. This is kind of an insider tip. The answer is never no. It is, unfortunately, we cannot show the house today because we have family in all day long, but we would be thrilled to make time for you. Be happy to get everything set up perfectly for the morning of the 27th or any time the 28th. You know, whatever the next availability is, you offer it generously. You make it compelling instead of just saying no.
We can also like set it up, right? So that you can choose when you do and do not accept showings, and that'll show for people.
By the way, we have sold homes. We've been doing this a long time. We've sold, I doubt there's a single day in any calendar year that we've not sold a home. Meaning, I know we've sold homes on Christmas Day. I know we've sold homes on the day before, the day after, New Year's Day. I've sold homes on people's anniversaries. There's no, people are out there looking. Some people want and need to buy every single day.
Do sellers get more flexible if their home has been sitting through the holidays?
Most do.
So that's a positive for a buyer, right?
Absolutely. And a smart seller doesn't have to, which is why I said most do, but not all.
So therefore, a tack on to that, not one of my original 6, would be, should buyers therefore wait until after the holidays to try and find their house if sellers are indeed going to be more flexible?
No, but they can. It's okay if they do. The answer in DFW, generally speaking, the seller confidence begins to wane after back to school. And then it gets really significant after Halloween. So once we're sort of into the holidays, once we're kind of in, whether it depends on what you're going to call it, late fall or winter here, sellers are like, oh, shoot, I missed it. I missed the good market. And now I have to wait for the next good market. This isn't accurate, but this is what a lot of people think. And they're thinking the good market was before the holidays, before winter, through October. And then it's not going to be good again until March. And that's not true, but that's what a lot of people are thinking. So the answer is you can really, really, really benefit from late October or November through early to mid-February. Once you get mid-February, March is not that far off. And so the optimism returns. It's like, well, I'm only 2 weeks away. I'm not going to give it away. But in January or November, somebody is very likely to go, let's just put that deal together instead of waiting. Or it's taken us this long. We'll take almost anything now.
So that was about flexibility. The last two, a little bit on pricing, but the last two kind of go together. So beginning in December, do people generally give better deals? And as that month goes along, as you get towards the end of the year, will you typically see values and prices and asks drop as you get further through the month? Or is that just how it looks online and that's just a weird myth?
No, that's pretty accurate, but it's too complicated to trust it. And what I mean by that is, yes, generally speaking, we see real estate activity, meaning the number of showings, the number of people buying and selling homes tanks a few days before Thanksgiving and doesn't really rebound until mid to late February. So yeah, there's some logic to that. But everyone's situation is individual. Each buyer is typically only dealing with one seller. Now it might be like a couple, but like one, it's only one house. And so what those sellers and that buyer are dealing with is what matters most, not the average, not the normal. So to try to time the market strategically and be like, I'm going to wait and get someone right after Christmas, that could work. I'm not saying it wouldn't. I would not recommend that. I would recommend you do not allow market timing to force you to make a decision. So if market timing has you still looking after Christmas, then that will be part of our strategy, is taking advantage of that. But if you're looking and you would prefer to have something done today, there's a great strategy for today that we'll take advantage of too. You don't have to wait and you don't have to hurry. There are some things that are better, but you shouldn't have to let those things fully dictate your approach.
I got one more bonus question for you.
Okay.
There's inevitably going to be some listeners who have a home listed right now.
Yep.
And that home is not going to sell before the end of the holidays.
Right.
There will likely be some listeners that have a contract with an agent.
Yep.
Expire at the end of the year.
Yep.
At what point does it make sense to list again in order to hit the ground running?
So it's a case-by-case situation. But in reality, what I want,
because you can wait like 30 days and it resets all the clocks, but that's not always right for him.
Yeah. What I want to tell people is the sooner the better if you want your home sold sooner. There's a strategy for every market. A great agent can help you with that. If you're going to re-up with your existing agent, you may want to just pause and reset your marketing plan and your approach. If you're not going to re-up with your existing agent, and by the way, this is not a solicitation for anybody who's listening that's actively listed with anybody else. But if you're going to reset, then I would give that new agent time to put together their marketing plan, to get everything really ready for a full effort. It does take a little bit of overcoming the first failed attempt by that second agent. We are quite often the second agent. People use their friend or their cousin or their neighbor, and then they realize they really want more expertise or a better system or a bigger team or whatever the case is. They want more resources. They want a higher likelihood of success, or they want the guarantee or whatever. And so we have to educate people through that. Hey, we don't need a ton of time, but we do need a little bit of time to assess what we're dealing with, put together a customized plan for you, overcome some of that, find where the opportunities are, and reset. To use your end of the year after the holiday scenario, I would say that could be immediately, but it probably is a reset of a week or so. What you're talking about is data in the MLS system, in the realtor database. Are we going to reset the days on market? That's a case by case, got to talk to your agent or broker in your situation deal. Now, that was a bunch of questions about the current real estate market, and also a lot of talk about Thanksgiving, what we have to be grateful for. And I'll tell you, I'm grateful that I have a team, that I have the people, that we have the systems, we have the structure that would be an incredible landing place for someone to come join us and work here. I would love to have a couple people join us to get started at the beginning of the year, to figure that out, have some discussions, find if you're a fit to be a real estate agent on our team, whether you're a relatively new license holder or you're currently in the process of getting your license, or if you or someone you know is considering and would go and get a license right away if they found a fit. I would love to have a conversation with those people. You can also call or text us about that at 214-310-0008. That's call or text about introducing us to someone that might want to apply, or you having a conversation with us about whether you're a fit for our team and our team's a fit for you. Do you want to make significant income with significant impact? helping people buy and sell homes, helping people manage and understand some of the biggest decisions they will make in their life. Do you want to have big impact on that? Of course, it matters. Making money matters. You have a great income opportunity. But does it matter to you to use your gifts and abilities in a way that has massive, lasting, positive impact on people as they make some of the biggest decisions they'll make in their lives? Of course, about real estate, but real estate ends up impacting maybe where they work or where their kids go to school or where they shop or where they go to church or where they build community. If that fires you up to help people with those decisions, mostly related to their housing, I would love to have a conversation with you about potentially joining our team in the new year. I'd love to have the conversation now and discuss what it would look like to make that move in the new year, potentially at the very beginning of the new year. So we are grateful to have a team that would be wildly attractive to that right fit person, whether it's you, a family member, a friend, maybe even a coworker that feels like there's more out there for them and we could be that more. Would love to talk to you. 214-310-0008. Or you can go online to toddtramonteteam.com. We do have a careers page and you could learn a little bit more about our team, watch some videos from team members, read up on us, go read some reviews, and then reach out. You can click a link on the website or again, call or text 214-310-0008. And then finally, Thanksgiving is here, but there's a lot of people that just don't know about not only their Thanksgiving meal, but their next meal and the meal after that. And we want to make a difference in serving those folks, serving the folks in need around us with just their basic needs. It doesn't matter why they're in need. Doesn't matter who's in need. We typically really focus on children that are food insecure. We want to make sure that that's not the case in Dallas-Fort Worth. So we have partnered with Minnie's Food Pantry, a great local food bank partner, and we are collecting boxes of cereal. So if you're at the grocery store or you're on Amazon or Walmart.com or whatever, would you grab a few boxes of cereal? You can just have them delivered to our office in West Richardson. You can get our address on Google or on our website, or you can bring them by. And we need to start talking about buy it and just have it delivered. That's the easiest thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, go to Amazon, go to Walmart.com and just
ship it here.
Buy a couple boxes of cereal, send it to us. We'll let you know somehow, and we'll celebrate that together at the food pantry, having a huge impact. Buy some cereal, drop it by the office, send it to us. If that's inconvenient, just take it to a food pantry near where you live and tell them you want to bless some others. Thank you for that. We're thankful for your attention. We're thankful for your trust. Happy Thanksgiving, folks.